Welcome back, YouTube. This is Bumbry, and we are continuing a subscriber-suggested series discussing the various defensive troop and weapon types by taking a look now at the Seeker drone launcher. I have it here in my control room at level 1. Once I hit level 30 and upgraded my control room to level 12, I was able to pick this up for 200,000 cash, which is not too bad. The first upgrade is 1 million, and if you stick around to the end of this video, I will discuss why A, I'm not going to be upgrading this anytime soon, and B, give you some tips at getting at bases that feature a Seeker drone launcher during your offense. So let's first talk defense by opening up the info at the bottom and looking at the stats. Here we have its health at 600, which is decent. It's going to be pretty easy for a supervillain to take out, but it's going to take some time for your attacking supporting troops. The damage we see is 150. Notice this is damage 150, not damage per second like you would see with a sentry or an auto turret. Now that's different for one primary reason. Look right below damage, it says spawn time every 9 seconds. It's going to spawn a drone every 9 seconds, and each drone has the potential of doing 150 damage. I say potential for the reasons that are disclosed at the very bottom here. It says detects intruders through walls and sends deadly exploding drones to greet them. In other words, if someone were to cross this circumference that we now see when the Seeker drone launcher is detected. So if they were to cross into this room and they were now to move from my lab into this luxury room, as soon as they cross that blue line, it is going to spawn, the Seeker drone launcher is going to spawn a drone to move into this room and go to that location and hopefully do some damage. Now, there are a few things that you need to know about the drone launcher. It's going to take the most direct path possible. So in the case that they cross the line right there, it's going to move through this doorway and head that direction, which sounds great, right? Well, what if I did this? Will it now go through this doorway? And we'll move this one as well. So will it move through this doorway, through that doorway, and head over there? The answer is firmly no, it will not. It will send the drone right up to this door and blow up, slowly doing damage to your own door. Similarly, I thought I would be clever and block the doorway with the trophy case in hopes of, well, the trophy case is low to the ground, right? It'll just go over the top. Nope. It treats it exactly like a door. So it would send, if someone was in this room, it would send that drone and blow up at the trophy case. So you do need to keep your doorways open nearby the Seeker drone launcher, or at least in rooms that you are trying to target troops. The second thing you need to know is even if the doorways are open, like so, as soon as I'm just going to assume that it's Harley coming through the base. As soon as she trips the wire, it sends the drone here, but it takes some time to get there. So she's probably going to continue along her merry way and say she enters this room. By the time the drone gets to this point, she's already in another room. And that's important because the drone actually launches to the point at which the person was. It doesn't follow them to the point at which they end up. In other words, if she trips the line here, right there, the drone is going to end up there and explode. Or it's going to get blown up by a jack of diamonds or something along those lines. So that's the other thing you need to know, is that it is going to go to the point at which it was triggered, not follow the troop down. It's not going to hunt them down. So let's take a look at two defenses. I've been stealing defensive base layouts from some of the top players, and you can see that they have not been doing very well. I'm just trying to find some ways that the Seeker drone launcher does an effective amount of damage. Now, this is a worst case scenario for me. I wanted to show you the mistakes that I was discussing just a moment ago, both of them, in fact. So I have here, I have a doorway open to the control room where the Seeker drone launcher is, and as soon as Harley gets far enough into the room, or actually as soon as she throws her jack of diamonds up into this vicinity, it's going to launch a drone. So right here you can see a drone will drift out of the door right about now. There you go. And it gets right to that location and blows up. It did do damage to the Jack of Hearts, but who cares, right? It respawns and is supposed to do damage. So now that she's in this room, it's going to move as directly as it can into that room, and it does a decent amount of damage to her. Now that she's in a different room, watch what happens. It's going to send over the trophy case and explode. So you do have to make sure you don't have your trophy cases blocking up doors like I do here. That was a significant disadvantage for me. So I'm going to speed things up so we can finish this one up quickly. Between these two rooms, I have a regular door. And you can see a little bit of damage was done to that door. So now the secret drone launcher is offering no additional support as it continues to blow up the door just below that barricade. You can see some small explosions taking place in that room, like so. Boom, there it went. And they're going to continue to do work and take a very easy 1-star from here. And I am going to continue to do damage to my own door. It's a good thing, though, that after this safe, he decided to pull the plug because there is a wallop in store for anyone who entered that control room. Maybe I'll show you that control room in another video. But let's move on to another example. And this example is kind of, in my opinion, the best case scenario for dealing damage to the attacking supervillain. Immediately after watching that replay, I said, that was stupid. Let's fix things. I moved the drone launcher to the adjacent room, so to the other security room. It's now doing more damage, and you now see that I got rid of all of the blockades, so there's no trophy case here now, and it will provide more cover fire immediately. So as soon as Harley, a new Harley, enters through the doorway down here, it's immediately sending those drones, doing a pretty significant amount of damage. Boom, look at that. Took almost half of the hyena's health out. So she's going to continue to throw her grenades and throw her jack of diamonds and stand still for a while. Now that's great news for me. Watch the amount of damage that we get off when the drone hits. Boom. It does probably like a sixth. It takes off like a sixth of her health and almost completely takes out the other hyena. I have no idea why he stood still that entire time. We were able to whittle down Harley's health to effectively nothing. And this is where everything goes terribly wrong for the attacker. He did manage to get off that jack of diamonds to get his to get my secret drone launcher out of the way, but he gassed an empty room because everyone followed him, and then he tries to send a remote control explosive, but it takes too much damage, so it doesn't get to the loony bin. Honestly, I felt really bad for this guy. I felt like he should have had a victory, but just played the end a little poorly. And here we have a situation where the tanks are now trying to take out the loony bin. Everyone else is distracted on various other troops. So it allows my very overpowered Slumlord to shoot them in the face. And that's going to end this attack. So this is, again, kind of best case scenario. We were able to do probably a fourth of the damage, a fourth of Harley's health damage from the secret drone launcher, which is pretty good. But I mentioned that I personally would not use, or I'm not going to upgrade the secret drone launcher anytime soon. And this goes back to marginal benefit. For the amount of money I would have to sink into this guy, for the amount of damage that I'm going to gain from that upgrade, it's really not worth it, because the easiest way offensively to stay away from taking damage from a secret drone launcher is just keep moving. I'm not kidding. As long as you keep moving, it will blow up wherever you were, not wherever you are. So if you keep your troops moving from room to room, and for example, my base is kind of poorly set up right now for the position that the drone launcher is in. Take this guy out very quickly, move on to the next room. Keep moving. Take this out quickly, move into this room. Take these guys out quickly, move into the next room. It's going to continue to send drones only every 9 seconds, and they're going to blow up where you just were. So if you kind of stay on the peripheral edges of where it can sense you and you don't get stuck, you'll do pretty well. And ultimately, you can throw a grenade or something at the launcher itself, but really at the end of the day, I found if you just ignore that it exists, your raids are probably going to be just as effective as they were previously. The other thing that I should note is that if I stick it into my security room here, it benefits very significantly and immediately from those perks. So now it's doing over 200 damage. It's got a lot more health, and I found it to be useful, yet at the same time, it really wasn't a game changer, and I think a lot of people expected it to be. Having 2 auto turrets is much more of a game changer, in my opinion, than having a newly added secret drone launcher, other than people who are just entering the level 30 range, are going to be very intimidated, which is why I don't have it hidden. I don't have it in a room that's jammed. It's out in the open, so people kind of, do I want to mess with this base? If you don't know, you're probably going to do what I did for ages and say, I'll just move on to another base. So this has been a synopsis of how to use the secret drone launcher defensively, and also my opinion on how to attack a base that features the secret drone launcher. I hope you did find this useful. If you did, please drop us a line in the comment section below. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. As always, subscribe, suggest this video to a friend, and we will see you all in future videos very soon.